but we should be aware that the two charter schools that compete with the local neighborhood school has meant that Sullivan is touch and go. The freshman class at Sullivan is 50% smaller than it was a few years ago. Okay, and you're talking about a school that's on its way to having a few hundred students in that building, and they'll close it. And so, if we don't defend public schools, and by the way, I talked to Joe more about this. I said, you realize that by bringing in these charter schools to compete, you're actually going to drive Sullivan out of business, and that school won't exist. And he said, it's not my ward.
Back then it wasn't.
And it's true that back then it wasn't. You remember the way the 40th had that little, right?
Right.
Which is an utter abdication, shows a complete lack of vision. In those words, how dare you? It's not in ward. Oh, just that only all the students in my ward go there, but the school itself is an O'Connor's ward, so therefore, who cares? What kind of an answer is that? It's the place where the people who live in your ward happen to go to school. And they're closing it. They're shutting it down. They're laying off the teachers. It's not sure it's going to exist. It's been here for, I don't know, 100 years? Forever, right? 85. 85, thank you. I taught at Sen for years, and similar dynamic there. Sen is coming up on its 100th anniversary, right? It's in a couple of years, right? 1917? Yeah.
Soon.
No, yeah, it's right, yeah. That kind of short-sighted kind of policy where, okay, yeah, it's true, CMSA put on a good show about all the things they do. They took Joe Moore and others on a junket to Turkey to show him, to show him Turkey. Yeah, show him. He saw himself in that visit. Never mind. But really, like the arguments about academic attainment in charter schools really are premised on an idea that just isn't true, which is that charter schools are better. No, they're not. They don't have better teachers. They don't have any special sauce. What they do is they basically say, if students aren't willing to meet the expectations of the place, they kick you out. Right? So the worst behavior, many of the kids that were the most trouble at CMSA were kicked out to Sen. And so CMA got to keep the money, and we got the kids. And that actually undermined Sen's ability to operate properly. Took out some of the most aspirant and sort of educationally together parents were sending the kids, opting the kids out to the charter schools. But really what it did is beggared it destroyed, it weakened the overall system of public education in the neighborhood.